So next we want to bring you another story from the U.S., and this one is about reality TV. We all know all about it. The genre has become so popular here with shows like The Jersey Shore and Duck Dynasty and their quirky non-actors who supposedly don't follow scripts.
Among the most successful shows are those that claim to be about the Amish, a minority religion that avoids the modern world.
VOA's Jerome Socolovsky tells me about his trip to Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, where many Amish live, and his look at allegations they are being defamed and exploited for commercial gain.
Enter the reality TV show, a genre built on the moral failings of others. Amish Mafia, now in its third season, is one of several claiming to reveal this community's scandalous secrets.
The Amish try to live like they did back in the 17th and 18th centuries, without television, not driving cars. Instead, you see them out in horses and buggies, on push bicycles. So they reject technology. That means they cannot watch television or be on television. They can't be filmed or photographed. They can't agree to be filmed or photographed. If someone is filming them, there's not much they can do. We did speak to a farmhand and vendor at this market, the Central Market in Lancaster. Sorry, they pronounce it Lancaster.
Oh, right.
and talked to him, just holding up the microphone to him, and we blurred out in the story. We blur out his face. We focus on this head of lettuce that's on the farm stand there.
Yeah.
Right. There was another Amish vendor that was okay with us filming him. You'll see him. He's the one with the meat grinder.
Right.
And he just said, don't ask me to do anything. I'm not going to stop. He was very friendly about it. He didn't mind at all.
So what was your previous exposure to the Amish community before you set out to do this story, and what did you learn in the process?
Well, I grew up in the Philadelphia area, which is just about an hour away from Amish country, and I had a very limited exposure. We would go up to an amusement park in that area called Dutch Wonderland, so I didn't really know much about the Amish, like many Americans. However, to do this story, I did some research because one of the elements of the Amish faith that they're based on is this thing called Rumspringa. What the Amish are about is that you're baptized as an adult. So before you're baptized, it's okay for kids, for older youth, to go out and be part of the world, to experiment with worldly activities. So one of the reality shows, this Breaking Amish, is kind of about that.
I know exactly how to cheer up faith. Cheers!
These youth go to New York City and they're trying out going to bars and having a wild time like secular youth may. So apparently some of that does happen. Now, the extent to which they really lead these libertine lives and they're engaging in crime and drugs and sexual experimentation, right. That's open to question.
Vendors are getting an earful about TV shows they've never seen, says Elmer Stolfus, whose beliefs prohibit showing his boyish face and engaging smile.
Local people know they watch it because it's entertainment. Mostly tourists are the ones that actually ask, am I involved with the Amish Mafia?
Filmmaker Mary Haverstick leads a campaign called Respect Amish. She's not Amish, but had enough of what she says are falsehoods and exaggerations.
You're not allowed to take a religion name and target it to a very negative connotation like crime, couple it together and make a show out of it. That's so distasteful, offensive, and yes, bigoted, that would be thrown out the door by every network I've ever heard of.
This building outside Washington, D.C. is the headquarters of Discovery Communications, which produces Amish Mafia. The company declined to comment for this report.
The premise of reality television is something that is going to make a community look bad in, especially this kind of reality show.
Of course. Now, you mentioned the amusement park that you went to as a child, and the tourism aspect of the Amish community is something that's very interesting. So how do these reality shows play into that?
Right. Well, that's one of the discussions that they've been having up in the Amish country is, and the producers of the shows have been quoted in local newspapers saying, hey, we're bringing you more tourists. And the main response that I heard there is, well, we don't know that there's more tourism as a result of these shows. What we do see is that there's a different kind of tourist, people coming looking for kind of the seedy side of Amish life.
Yeah, the ethics of reality television, it is not a debate that will be resolved anytime soon. Thanks again to Jerome, our religion reporter, for bringing us that story.